Anxiety isn't a bad thing. If we didn't feel anxious, we wouldn't be able to survive. Anxiety becomes a problem when we extend it. Simply, they say you are what you eat. And they also say you are what you eat and absorb. And everything that you eat affects the way you think, the kind of thoughts that come in your head. So what are some of the foods that you use in your practice when people come to you and they're suffering from chronic stress, or they have a disease and you know that their disease is caused by chronic stress over the years?
Okay, firstly, there are also certain foods that may make you feel anxious or that could increase your stress levels through the day. One of them is coffee. While most of us love coffee, we feel good after having coffee, but that 1 cup a day is fine. If you do the second cup, if you do the third cup, high chances you may end up feeling restless and anxious through the day. So definitely coffee is great, but it has to be done the right way. Secondly, people overdoing on energy drinks, which are stimulants, aerated drinks, they end up feeling restless and anxious through the day. That's mainly because of the sugar present in them, which gives them that high, but later they also experience a crash. So there has to be a balance again. So yeah, there are certain foods which will help you balance your stress or which will help improve your body's response to stress. There are certain foods which could also elevate your mood. It will boost your mood better, So one is definitely ashwagandha, which is a great adaptogen. I mean, you need to be using like a pure ashwagandha powder. However, it's not really suitable for all the conditions, like people who may have thyroid issues or, other inflammatory conditions, it may not work for them. So make sure you're taking a wise call when you include ashwagandha. Second adaptogen is turmeric, which is easily available in our kitchen. So make sure you're using a good amount of turmeric in your khichdis, your dals, your curries, your gravies. That's a great way to balance your body's way of responding to stress. Third, like I said, there are certain foods which will boost your mood, and that one of them is raw cacao. Raw cacao is the base used for making dark chocolates. Why do we feel good after having chocolates? That's mainly because of the magnesium present in them. Magnesium increases your body's serotonin levels. Serotonin is a hormone and a neurotransmitter which kind of makes you feel good. It makes you feel happy. So definitely raw cacao is something that one must include. You can do raw cacao shakes, you can do raw cacao smoothies, or if you really need to do a chocolate, you can do a 80% dark or 80% and beyond, like a bitter chocolate. Lastly, chamomile tea, amazing. You get dried chamomile flowers, you can make an infusion out of it. You also get tea bags, like a pure chamomile tea bag that you can use to make a nice infusion that you can have at night. So I think these are the great ways to kind of balance your stress and keep your mind calm and soothe.
Chamomile tea doesn't have caffeine in. So if you are allergic to caffeine or caffeine, like Shimpli rightly said, some people can have 3 cups of coffee. Some people can have coffee and can sleep. They get used to it. But remember what I said, everyone's unique and everyone's different. For example, if I have my second cup of coffee, I'm highly energetic, but then my energy levels crash. And it's different for different people, remember that. So if I want a second cup, I may do a green tea, which is also rich in something called L-theanine, which has a very calming effect on you. So it's different for everyone. Adaptogens basically help us relax. And how? There's a science behind it. When adrenaline and cortisol increases, that's your stress hormone. So if you get stressed out right now, everything happening in your body is because of your cortisol and adrenaline increasing. So when you use adaptogens, it helps it to reduce. And because you're able to reduce your cortisol and adrenaline, you bring the rest of your hormones in balance. And because you have a hormonal imbalance, that is what the root cause of all diseases are. They're all based on hormonal communication. How do you help them? And what are the kind of foods that work magic?
When we talk about our emotions, it's got a lot to do with our gut, because our mind and our gut are closely connected via a common nerve called vagus nerve. So every thought, every emotion that you feel, may it be a happy emotion or a sad emotion, it's going to have an impact on your gut, and your gut responds to it. And it's vice versa as well. So if you're eating your meal when you're frustrated, when you're tied up, when you're in a hurry or stressed or angry, it's definitely going to affect your digestion process. And if your gut is not in a good shape, it's definitely going to affect how you feel through the day. You may end up feeling dull, you may end up having mood swings, you may end up having brain fog. So certainly when you're looking at your emotions, you also need to be looking into your gut. And the best way to stay calm and relaxed when you're having your meal is to start eating your food slowly and chewing every bite thoroughly. That's why in our ancient culture, we always have been sitting on the floor with everybody together, with your family sitting together and enjoying that meal mindfully. keeping all the distractions away, no phones while eating, no watching TV while eating, no laptops, no iPads, none of these gadgets while eating your meal, because when you're eating, you have to be focusing completely on your meal so that you know what you're eating and you know how much you're eating. So when you talk about your emotions, certainly make sure you're in that happy state of mind while eating your meal so that you're able to digest that meal flawlessly, to create that right shield in your body to prevent and protect you from diseases. When we talk about fruits and vegetables, yes, many people believe in doing fruit juices because that's like a quickest way to have fruit. But remember, when you're juicing or blending a fruit, you're breaking down the fruit fiber. And of course, when you're blending the fruit, it's going to denature all the vitamins, minerals present in the fruit. So all that you get is fruit sugar, fructose. So you lose the entire benefit of having a fruit. So always go for whole fruits rather than juicing them. When it comes to juicing vegetables, it's wise to juice the vegetables because it helps you break down the fiber and it reduces the fiber load in the gut, so it doesn't irritate your gut lining. But again, be careful when you're doing raw vegetable juices. Some vegetables may increase the chances of infection because of the bacterial load. So make sure you're steaming them lightly or boiling them lightly before you juice them. But yes, it's always good to juice your vegetables and eat your fruits whole.